Hey everyone, how are you? I hope you had a good weekend. Um, just still getting set up here. Hey everybody, yeah, I'm just taking a look at the chat here. All right. Hey, I am still working on the cargo hold, but I think this may be like the last uh, few things I need to do here, so we may be able to actually move on to other things now. So I need to finish up the chair, the light fixture, and I think I also want to put a cable on this and have it run out of the frame here. So there's a cord to our lamp. But I think those things, and then I'd like to try and get these things into Unity. So in Unity over here, we've got our table and the lamp here, but we also need to put in the lights up in here in the platforms. I've got these temporary ones up here. That's not going to work. We'll need a little bit more up there. So maybe we can get this finished today. Wouldn't that be cool? And then we can move on to the next thing. Got lots of other things to do. So, all right, let's take a look at this chair. I think we were working on this chair the last time, I think. Let me see. Did we work on the Vertex paint? Yeah, we did. Good. Okay. So that says to me that it's probably pretty much done. We've got material on it. It's been named properly. Yeah, let's give this a try. So I'll select that and let's export it out as an FBX. Make sure and choose selected objects, and we'll call this well, we've got folding table. How about folding chair? We'll do it. Folding chair. There we go. And export that out FBX. Now let's take a look at it in Substance Painter, and I'm going to try and get this kind of material on it, although maybe a little bit dirtier and more beat up here, but this general really ugly brownish color that chairs seem to come in. I don't know why. So let me go into Substance Painter, and let's go to File, New, and let's bring that thing in. Where is it? Folding chair. There it is. All right. Now that it's here, let's bake some textures out for it. So I'll go to Bake and 2048 again. Vertex Colors, good. And I'm going to bake it. There we go. Darren, what happened last night? Well, as it turns out, yesterday was the Martin Luther King holiday, and the kids were home from school. So I just took time off and hung out with the kids. So I missed it. I missed the live stream yesterday, but we had fun. Okay, so metal. We're going to want some sort of metal here. We've got this metal, but that seems a little too... We could try this. Yeah, let me create a group here. And we'll just call this chair metal. And I'm going to grab steel rough and drag it into that group. And let's pick the color, that blue. That's not too bad, but I don't like the color. I want that ugly brown color that is so popular with the chair manufacturers for some reason. I don't know why. Well, that's not quite what I'm looking for. Maybe it's too shiny here. Or, you know what? I have a painted steel. Maybe we should try that. Here, let me try this. Instead of this, actually I'm just going to bring this in right into here. And, well, I'll get rid of this. And then put this into here, like that. Now, once again, it's too... I don't like all that height map there. Let me change to height and bring down the linear dodge so it's not quite so bumpy there. All right. And then color now. Here, I think I've got a better shot at getting that right color, or at least a general type of color here. It had more green in it, didn't it? It doesn't really matter as long as it's just brown and gross, I guess. Let me try this. Yeah, getting there, although now we've got that texture in there that I'm not real wild about. Let me take that back down to 1. Okay. Still not wild about it. But we're getting there, I think. And if I throw some rust into there, maybe it'll be fairly acceptable. Paint roughness. Let me take the roughness down so it's a little bit shinier. And then where's that iron rust? That one's always good for adding. Here we go, iron rusty. Drop that on there. And then I'm going to create a black mask, right? Whoa, look at that. And I'm going to add a generator to it. And from the generators, I'll pick dirt. Let's see how this works. Okay, I'm going to invert it. All right. And then I'm going to make it dirtier. Bring up the dirt. Oh, look at that. That's nasty. I mean, it is in a ship, so it's going to get rusty, right? There's water, maybe. Yeah, something like that. There we go. That's looking pretty good. So let me move the light around. Something like that. It's not too bad. Every time you see one of those chairs, it's dirty white plastic. Oh, I've always seen these metal ones like at schools, you know, that they've been using for 3 decades. Let me try and move the... I want to make this a little bit brighter. Try this. Yeah, something like that. Just a little bit kind of gross, but still. Let me go back to that generator. There it is. And what if I increase the contrast? No, that's too much. I don't want that. Something like reduce the contrast and grunge amount. Whoa. No. Something like that. There we go. Grungy. Yeah. Save this. We'll call this, we want to put it in our Substance Painter folder here. No. This. Not in exports, right? No, this is where all the textures go. I don't want to do that. Well, here I've got folding table and folding lamp, or folding lamp, table lamp. I'll put the folding chair in here. Okay. And now the feet need to be a similar color, but rubber. Did I ever get rubber in here? Yeah, I did. Okay. Used scratched rubber. Scratched rubber. That's all I have, huh? Well, you know what? Let's go look for one. I've got substance source brought up here. So let's take a look what we can find in here. Yeah, I've already got the used scratch. Tough rubber. Let me try this. What does this look like? Yeah, I'll do that. Let's download that. And then I want to take this, and this is going to be a base material, and I'm going to keep it in the shelf all the time, and there it is. So now let's create a group and put that in again. So I'll call this chair rubber feet. Drag that in. I don't think that worked. Let me try that again. Get that right in there. Or did I create? Didn't create. Let me create a group here, or a folder. I think I created a wrong thing here. Chair feet. There we go. Drop that in there. Now add a color selection and pick those little feet. There we go. And it doesn't look like it's added anything there. Try this again. Okay. So let's add a folder. Share feet. Let's drag this guy into here, like that. Add a color selection and put it there. There it is. Now I need to get it to a similar color at the very least. I'm going to take the UV down to 1. That looks pretty good. Oh, healthy plan. My healthy plan. Grifter, that's right. I am trying to get healthy by the end of the year. But I'm not setting a resolution per se. I'm setting goals. And my goals are you ready for this? My goals are, let me do this, here we go, to be able to do 40 push-ups, 15 pull-ups, run a mile in under 9 minutes, and to be able to touch my toes, which I know you're thinking, you can't touch your toes? No, I can't. I can't. And that's been a source of pain for me. So I want to be able to do those things by the end of the year. So I am now up to 11 push-ups, 3 pull-ups, and I still can't touch my toes. But it's only January, right? So my goal is to, I think if I increase the pull-ups by 1 a month, I'll be good by the end of the year. And if I increase the push-ups by 2 a month, 2 or 3 a month, I'll be good, because I have to do this all in December. So, you're right, maybe quarterly goals, perhaps. All right, let me bring this chair in now. I think that looks about like what I want. Kind of that brownish and dirty. I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to export the textures out here. And you're going to see me using 2048 for most of all the textures here. And what you use in your particular project or your particular game is going to be different than what I'm using. So please don't take my resolutions for, the way it has to be. It all depends on what you're publishing for or what you're doing with the final product. Is it going to be on an iPad or an Xbox, or is it going to be just a real-time render of an animation like I'm doing? What is it going to be? So please don't take all this as the way it has to be. This is the way I'm doing my project. Yours could be very different. So I'm going to put this in here in the exports, and it's going to be called folding chair and export. All right, let's go try it out in Unity. So in Unity, I'm going to bring in that chair, which is going to be in here, and in here, and in here. There we go, folding chair. I also want to grab my textures, which are in here somewhere. Here they are. All right. Bring these in. Here they are. Okay, so I'm going to bring this chair in, drop it in. I'll hit the F key to frame it up. There it is. I now want to bring my textures in. I'll make that pure white. So here is this would be the albedo, the metallic, and the normal. And you got to fix the normal. Okay. Oh, it looks even dirtier in here. Woo! Let's make sure I got that correct. Yeah, that's the albedo. I'm not sure I like it. I'll put it in place, but I'm not sure I like it. Maybe I went a little too far. We'll see. There we go. That is basically how we're going to see it. Maybe I'll move that over a bit. Like this. I better move that back a bit. Yeah, okay. So that's basically how we're going to see it. I'm not too fond of how dirty it turned out to be, and those feet didn't really... I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to think about it, but honestly, I feel like that's too much. I feel like it's too dirty. Let me go back. Okay, I'm gonna go back and reduce the amount of grunge with the dirt generator. Let me reduce the dirt level and see how this works. Let's try this. So I'm just gonna well, you know what I could do is just write directly over that in... No, I want to have them in that folder. Let me do it again in the proper folder. So standard metallic in the folding chair. There they go. It's going to overwrite those. I could have pushed them straight into Unity, but then I'd have the wrong ones in that folder. So if anything ever went wrong, you know, I'd have the wrong ones. So what I'll do is now take these, and let's just see if this will work. I'm just going to take it and drag it straight in and see if they'll just pop right over. Nope, I didn't think so. I'm going to undo it. No? That's not going to undo the imports, is it? Okay. I'm going to get rid of all that. I thought it would overwrite it, but it's smarter than that, isn't it? There we go. But those should just... There we go, okay. So now, oops, I didn't want to make a duplicate of that. So now let's take this and put all these back on, and let's see if it's too much. That's beginning to look a little bit better. I just felt like that was just too much. It was drawing attention to itself. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. In fact, if I took this color in Unity, I could drag that down a little bit and make it a little bit darker, like that. Yeah. All right. I'll go with that. Okay. So we've got our folding chair. I'll put that in the models folder. We want to create a folder out here and call it folding chair as well to keep things in order. There we go. And I'll take that and drop it into the textures folder. Okay. Now, what next? I think probably that light fixture right here. Let's see. Is there a difference between diffuse and albedo? Yes, there is. I'm not sure I'm the one qualified to speak to it, but if I recall, albedo has to do with how light reflects off an object. Well, all of this does, the albedo, the metallic, whereas diffuse is just color, right? It's just color without how the light is reacting to the material. So there is a difference, yes. But as I said, I'm certainly not an expert in that. Let's see. All right. Okay, so let's work on this light fixture here. What we can do here now is, have I UV mapped it? Let's take a look and see. I'm not sure I have. Okay, that's good. So now let's, have I done the Vertex Paint yet? No, I have not. Okay, well this is good then. Let's work on that. So let me bring up this image of that. There's a desk lamp. I don't have, where was that? Do I have it in here somewhere? It should be in here somewhere. No. Well, that's okay. I remember it's mainly white, and then the lights. Yeah, I don't see it, but that's okay. what we can do is I know this is all one material here, and here, and here, and this up here, like this, and this. Okay, so these are all one material. I do remember that. So let's go over to Vertex Paint, turn this on, and Shift K to turn that on. Okay. Then these guys. Let's take a look at these. We don't want all of that to be good. So we need to... Alright, what I'm going to do is go ahead and select everything like this, and then add a color to this, say green, because once I add this now, I can then come back in and just do these. So if I do this, no, let me turn on seam here. That helps, because I put a seam in there to separate these from the ends, so that's good. Go back into Vertex Paint, Shift K, and there we go. We've got, I think, everything assigned there. Okay, so now we go back. Let's make sure we've got a material on it. Fluorescent. FLOR period light. There we go. So I don't have to spell it. Oh, come on. There we go. And let's put it in here. Let's put the name of it in here. Okay. All right. I think we've got the material, we've got the name, we've got the pivot point in a good place, we've got the UV map, we've got the vertex colors. I think we are ready. I'm going to go ahead and apply the scale and rotation. I will do that. Okay. And it's okay that it's just hovering here in the center of the grid. That'll actually be good. Let me turn off my animation because I hit Alt A instead of Control A. All right. Now, let's go ahead and export it. File, and export the FBX. And we'll call this, what did I call it? FLR light. How about that? Okay, let's bring it into Substance Painter. This should be fairly straightforward, I think. Oops, wrong one. New. And here it is, fluorescent light. Okay, so there is that. Let's go ahead and bake our textures for this as well. Vertex color, bake away. When you use the Vertex Paint to assign your materials in Substance Painter, are there any other programs you can do that with? In other words, are there other programs that will accept Vertex Color as your color ID map? The only other one I know of is Quixel Suite. And I don't use that one because it's a Windows only program. That's kind of the one I wanted to use at the beginning, since it's a plug-in for Adobe Photoshop, and since I knew Adobe Photoshop pretty well, I thought, yeah, that's the one I want, but it's only for Windows, and I use a Mac, so that didn't help. But if you're talking about going the other way, say assigning vertex colors in Blender, are there other programs that can do that? Yes, every other 3D program like 3ds Max, Maya, whatever, can assign vertex colors that you can then use in a program like Quixel or Substance Painter. All right, I'm going to create a group. I'm going to call this light metal. And for this, I think I'm going to use, well, I kind of want, I guess I could use that painted metal again, since I have more control over the color with that. I think I'll do that. Or that painted steel, I should say. And let's add a color picker and pick that. Once again, I'll go back to the height and bring down the linear dodge for the height, because I don't want it quite so bumpy there. Right, so there we go. Okay. But I need a different color. I don't like that color. I want it to be more of a whitish type of color. Something like this. Okay, so now I'm not fond of everything that's going on there. Paint roughness, I'll bring it down a bit. Want it to shine a little bit more. And the UV scale I'll take down to 1. Or maybe, yeah, that's kind of nice. If I take it down to like 0.01, that works for me. Now, the rust. Because, of course, I can't do anything without adding some sort of dirt or rust or something. Actually, I was going to add another group, but I need to add that in here. So, where is that iron? I keep losing it. Here it is. I love this thing. So let me try and see if I can not overdo it. I know that's asking a lot for me. Let's do a drip. Let's invert it. Yeah, see, something like that. Okay, see, now it's still got a bit of a bump to it. If I move the light, see how it's got that bump over here? I don't really want all of that. So once again, I'm going to take, let's see, I'll take this. Oh, I do have it on height. Oh, this is interesting. Can I drag that down? Oh, that's a little bit too much. Okay. What about in here? Can I take this down? That doesn't do much. What if I use this right there? Let me try this. Yeah, there we go. All right, that works pretty well, I think. I still think it's maybe too much. I'm trying to learn from my past experiences here. Take the rust down a bit. Take the drips intensity down. Take the contrast down. See how that works. Still a bit much. I feel like I could take the roughness up a bit and the contrast down. Yeah, okay. So, there we go. It's probably never going to be seen, so I don't know why I'm even bothering, but I'm going to hit the random seed, see what happens. There we go. That might work a little better. Okay. So there's that part of the light, fluorescent light, like that. We're going to need a little bit of metal on the ends here, so I'm going to work on that. Okay, let's add a group or a folder. Let's put that up above here, like that. There we go. And this is the bulb caps. Let's call it bulb caps. And I'll just use that steel again, steel rough. I'll drop that in there, and that's probably all we need. I don't think I'll need to add anything to this. Here, and that green. There we go. Yep, that's what I want. And lastly, we need a new channel in here. So I'm going to come over here, hit plus by the channels, choose emissive, and now when I add a material to that, so this will be bulbs. Now when I add a material to that, and what should it be? It should probably just be a plastic, a glossy plastic like this, and select those bulbs there like that. Now I want this to be fairly white, like this, maybe a little greenish, but not a lot greenish, like that. And then I want the emissive to be also a little greenish. Let me, here we go. Bring this over here like that. So they glow, look at that. There we go. Ugly green fluorescent light. So I'll have to maybe make the lights a little green in Unity as well. Let's see how it works. Okay, so that is our light. Move the lights around, see how that looks. Yeah, okay. I'll buy that. Let's try it. I'm going to save. And let's export. Export the textures. Unity 5 standard metallic. We want this to be fluorescent light. We've got our albedo, metal, normal, and emission. That's good. And here we go. All right. So now we should be able to just go through the same process here in Unity once again and grab that. While I'm here, I'll grab the textures. Why not? Grab that in there. And we'll also go in and grab our FBX. We need that. No, that's not it. Here. So in here we want this. Okay. Let's take a look. Here it is. Here's the model. I'll hit the F key, and there it is. All right. Let's take our material, take it all the way up to white, and we'll then add our textures. So here's the albedo, the metal, the normal, and the emission, which is, oops, I missed the normal, didn't I? Oh, I put the normal over here. That's not good. Okay, let me try that again. Normal. I dropped it on the container there. We'll fix it. And then now let's bring in the emission. Drop that in here. There we go. Yeah, it glows. Look at that. Nice. Okay. So now these need to go up in here. I'm going to turn off the lighting for just a minute so we can kind of see what's going on. I'll bring the size of the 3D icons up a bit. Okay, so these guys, we don't really need these guys right now. Although we will need it. We will need lights up in there. So, do I put a light in here so we can see the door, or do I put them over here? Because I think I want them every other one. Well, let's try. I'm going to spin it around. Let's call it -90. There we go. And I'm going to put this up in there somewhere. This, this, and this. Hit the F key and zoom in over here. So I can't put it in the center is my problem. You know, I feel like it should be in the center instead of over there. Let me try this. I'm going to move these over here. And I'm going to try and get it kind of in the center here. And put this right up in here. Like that. So I kind of want it like this. Let me go to the orthographic view, and I'll switch to wireframe so I can kind of see where everything is here. Like that. I'm going to duplicate it and move it up here. And I guess I'll duplicate and move it up one more. So I'm kind of doing every other one just to see how it is. Well, I feel like, I know they would be on every one of them, wouldn't they? They wouldn't be just every other one. All right, so I'll do it like this. Like that. So I'll do them every one. Put them in here. See how it goes. And then I'm going to need to put Unity lights in here so they'll actually shine a light. Okay, so we got that. I feel like there should be one more down in here too. Like this. There, let's try that. Alright, so I'm going to go back to shaded perspective. See how we're doing here. Okay. Now I need to put a light in there. So let's create probably a spotlight, I would say. Let's try that. There it is. And I'll go back to my orthographic view here. Wireframe, and then I can maybe put this right in here like this. Let's see how this works. So am I anywhere close to getting it in the right place? Not really, no. No, not at all. Here we go. Now, let's try this. So I'm going to deal with range, and let's bring the range back so we get it kind of like that. Let's spread that spot angle out like that. See what happens. All right, so now let's go back and actually take a look at how that's going to look. Okay, can't see squat. Let's bring the intensity up. There we go. Something like that. Spot angle. Stretch that out some. So something like that. So I feel like I could maybe drag it up in there. Is that going to work? Although it's not going to work if I turn on shadows, though. It, you know, can't be up in here if I turn on shadows. But I don't know that I need shadows turned on for this area, do I? They're not going to be up there. And the lights really aren't going to move. What do you think? Is that going to work? I think it might. All right. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these and move them up and see how that whole row looks like this. I don't want that on. I want the wireframe. So it looks like I've got this kind of right above the actual light fixture. So I'm going to move that like that. So I'm going to try and put these in the same place for each one. And then go back and see how it actually looks. And then if it all works, then I can just duplicate all of these all at the same time. You know, and just move them over. There we go. I think that's it. Oh, I did one down here. Let me do one down here. There we go. Okay. So now, if I go back here, how's that look up there? Ah. I could move it farther back. Something happened here. Oh, it's probably because it's still baking. But yeah, I think that might just work. So now I'm going to hit play and run around and take a look up there. See how it looks. See, I'm not going to be able to... Can I jump up there? I can't really jump up there. So maybe I could... I'd have to create lots of colliders if I was going to do that. But those look pretty good. You know what I'm I'm noticing? The large gaping hole in the ceiling. I'm not done. I've got to do the ceiling. Dang it. I completely forgot about the ceiling. Oh, man. Okay. All right. I can deal with that. Maybe. I'm going to grab all of these and duplicate them over to... Well, I want to duplicate them over to here. I think that's all I want, is just over there. So if I grab all of these, and then if I grab... Where are all of these lights here? Oops. grab this. Where is this? Okay. So that's where that is. So I'm going to go back to wireframe, go to my top view, and okay, so those are all of my lights here. So let's try 15. Yeah, okay, so I got 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yep, 9. Then I've got all of these guys. Like that. Okay. So now let's go back to this view. And let's duplicate them and move them over. Duplicate. Move them on over. About like this. Let's try it. Back to shaded. Back to perspective. Lighting. There we go. So now they're all in there. All right. So if I run around again, take a look up, that's what I see. Okay. Oh, look at this one. That's not good. We'll need to delete that one. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we've got our chair and our lights. I'm going to need to remove and adjust a few, like, as I said, this one. That one's not going to work. Let's get these out of here. This and this guy. We don't need that. And then I'm going to have to do some serious cleanup as well over here in the hierarchy, because that's just a mess. Okay. Let me clean up down here. Put this in the models. And put this in the textures. Well, let's create a folder, call it fluorescent light, and put our textures in here, and then take that folder and put it in our textures folder down there. I said go down there. There. And do we not have the folding chair in there either? No, we don't. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, maybe real quick I can do a cord coming off of this light right here, because we're going to need something like this. But you know what we also need is like some sort of electrical box that goes right down here. And I think we could probably just use a cube for that. We don't have to work too hard at it, you know. I could just maybe put a cube down here and call this an electrical box, and I could use an image to put on there for the outlets. I don't need a whole lot of geometry here. Let's see. Something like that. And then I just want a little, cylinder coming off there. I don't need anything more than that. Cylinder 32, I'll call it 12. triangle fan. Let's get this over here. I just want RY90. I just want a little cylinder coming off this thing. Like this. And like that. Okay. So there's that. Now that's not real pretty, but it doesn't have to be. I think I can just make that work with a basic texture like in Photoshop, because I found one of those. Here, wait a minute. It's out here somewhere. Here. This thing. So I could actually use this image right here. Just cut and paste that right into the UV right there. And I think that'll work. So I'll need to UV it. And then I also need to create a little plug or something that's going to go on that. So like here, what I need to do is just have a cord coming off of it. So let's real quick do that. If I tabbed into edit mode and grab that one edge there and move the cursor to it, right there, then if I went to my front view and created a path, let's say, or a Bezier curve, whichever you want, doesn't much matter which you use. I'm just going to use this as a chord. Like this. And then tab into edit mode and grab these things and just move these down like this. And this will be my chord coming off of the lamp. So I'm just going to hit E to extrude it and just bring it down here like this. And there'll be some sort of plug right there. Right? So there's that. And then I can create a little bit of geometry on it over here. Here we go. 2 for the resolution, then click and drag in the depth and get just a little bit of a wire on that, like that. Right? So then I'll create a plug, put it on there, use this as a texture, and then I'll need to create a chord going out of here to the side of the room here. So over in Unity, it'll come out this way. It'll come off of the lamp down to the electrical box and then out this way like that. So yeah, I got to do that. And then as I've said, I got to deal with the ceiling. That's going to be interesting. So we'll work on that the next time around. So yeah. And hopefully I haven't forgotten anything else beyond the ceiling. So, well, hey, I think that's it for me, but I want to thank you for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time. Maybe try and finish this thing up and try and finish that ceiling. So, hope you have a great day, and take care.